All right, today we're jumping into a really interesting folk ritual from our source material, and it's all about one thing: how to end a streak of bad luck, using something you probably have in your fruit bowl right this second.
You know that feeling, right, when it just seems like one thing after another goes wrong and you just cannot catch a break? Well, our source for this explainer tackles that exact feeling head on, and it offers up a potential solution.
Okay, so let's get into it. The source calls this a rite of reversal, and the goal here is not just to slam the brakes on bad luck. As you can see in the quote, it's also about actively ushering in positive energy. The idea is to kickstart a whole new, much more fortunate cycle.
So, what's the magic ingredient in all this? It's an orange. But why an orange? Of all the things, why this specific fruit? Let's break down the symbolism here, at least according to our source.
So, to really get why the orange is the star of the show, we need to understand what this rite of reversal is actually trying to do. It's really a two-step move. First, you stop the negative stuff in its tracks. Second, you actively invite good luck to come on in. Think of it like you're playing both defense and offense at the same time, spiritually speaking.
And this is the part I think is so cool. The orange isn't just about bringing success in a cold, sterile kind of way. The source is very specific that it's also meant to bring in joy. So the good fortune you're attracting is supposed to actually feel good.
Now, this is a really important distinction. You can't just grab any old citrus fruit. The source is crystal clear. You need sweet citrus, like an orange or a tangerine. Sour fruits, like lemons or grapefruit, well, they're believed to do the exact opposite, to literally turn things sour.
All right, so we've got the why behind the orange. Now let's get down to brass tacks and look at the what. What tools do you actually need to get this ritual done?
And you're going to love this. The list is so simple, so accessible. We're not talking about any exotic, hard-to-find ingredients. All you need are these four basic things: one whole orange, a little piece of paper, a knife, and some regular old salt.
Okay, now we're at the heart of it, the ritual itself. The source calls this the work, and it's a process that happens over 9 days. So let's walk through the steps, one by one.
The process is super specific, very methodical. So here's how it goes. First, you take that piece of paper and you write your full name and your birthday on it 3 times. Then, and this detail is key, you fold that paper towards you. In a lot of folk traditions, that's meant to draw things to you. Next, you make a little slice in the orange, just big enough to slide that folded paper inside. Then, you seal that cut up with salt. From there, you hang the orange up over your main door and you leave it there for 8 days. And finally, on the 9th day, you complete the whole thing by taking it down and burying it.
Right, so the timing here is crucial. That orange has to hang for 8 full days. And the source actually gives a pretty handy tip for those of us in, modern living situations. If you're in an apartment or you have roommates, hanging it over the door to your own bedroom works just fine. And this right here is the final symbolic step. Burying the orange is what closes the loop on the ritual. It's like you're returning all that absorbed negativity back to the earth, which lets you have a totally fresh start. According to the source, once you've done this, your work is officially complete.
But wait, you might think we're done, but the instructions don't quite stop there. The source material gives us one final, totally optional layer that you can add to this work if you want to enhance it a bit.
So, for anyone looking to add a little extra spiritual reinforcement, the source suggests that you can recite or work with Psalm 90 and verse 91 while that orange is hanging. This is presented as an optional, but, potentially powerful addition to the whole thing.
And that really brings us to the end of our explainer. It all kind of boils down to this one fascinating question, doesn't it? Whether you see it as pure symbolism or the power of focused intention, or as actual spiritual energy, what is it that truly gives a simple, everyday object like an orange its power?